So I decided to take a short break from my commission work and do a new dragon. I love drawing dragons. I don't have a lot on my, in my repertoire. I don't have a lot left. I would draw them and give them to friends or whatever over the years. And so I decided, hey, I'll do a new dragon. And this one turned out kind of interesting. There wasn't a lot of planning ahead. I just kind of slapped it on there. It's a little reminiscent of the type I drew when I was in high school. This has no wings, and it's very muscular. Uh, kind of salamander-ish, a little crocodile-ish. I didn't do spikes on its back. I gave it armor, plate armor instead, and really strong legs and gripping claws, hands. So anyway, what do you say? When you like to draw dragons, it's what you do. And yeah, so I was originally thinking it's fall, so I'll do something in the warm tones. Thanksgiving's coming up here, and I was like, well, next thing you know, it'll be Christmas, and I will not be drawing fall colors. I'll be thinking more about winter colors, and I tend to lean towards blues and greens anyway. So I just kind of kept this one the way it is, with the orange tones. And I kind of like how he turned out. I need to go over him one more time after he's dry with fine-tuning some of the pen work again. But I think the color work is pretty much done. I did add shadows at the end along the ground after I'd already turned all this off. But yeah. Now this goes for 8 minutes. I don't know. I mean, I can talk for 8 minutes about drawing. Let's see. This was not drawn how I would normally teach using basic shapes. I just slapped it on the paper. He is, what would we say? Well, I got Pokemon on the brain right now, so I was like, well, he's kind of pumpkin-y, so I could call him Pumpkaboo. But there's already a Punkaboo, and it's not fair to name your drawing after something it really does not resemble, because Punkaboo is nothing like this, unless he was on mad rabid steroids. Yeah, this is just like armored. He's an armored salamander. Definitely ground type. You know, this is definitely a ground dragon. He's got no wings. I mean, that's a given. And he's got no flippers, so he's not for water. And he's got those digging claws, so for sure, ground. But then that orange color makes me think fire. And he has that kind of funky, weird tail at the end that looks like it's holding something. So I would say if this was a Pokemon, I would say this was a ground fire type, which would be an interesting combination. And I'm trying to remember if there's a ground fire. My daughter would know. I can't remember. But yeah. I still don't have a name for him. If someone can come up with a name, that'd be great. Yeah. And now I'm looking at the original going, his eyes are a little offset. I mean, that's what happens. I just pulled this out of my hat real fast. Let's see here. Yeah, that was all just in, I don't know, took about an hour, maybe? Hour and a half-ish? No, maybe closer to 2 hours, because it seems to me that I finished my phone call around 5:15, and it's 7:15 right now. So it's probably 2 hours altogether. Ink with the Tombow watercolor markers is always pretty quick. And you'll notice that I do a lot of blending. So what I'm doing right here in the picture right now, I did my base layer of a burnt orange and a regular orange. And on the plate armor, I did an orange and a yellow. And I'm going to bring in a real bright orange coming in on top of it, just to pull in a little dab of color. And then on the face, I added some darker brown, and let's see here, the brighter orange again. It's almost, oh, it's not even tangerine. It's almost it's a red orange, but it's leaning towards like fluorescent ish. I mean, on the picture here, it really looks fluorescent. In live, it doesn't look that orange to me. But I'm looking at the finished product going, yeah, all that blended dark brown and the gray tones and the medium orange on top of it, that all made things very subtle and blended quite nicely. So I ended up really liking how he turned out. And I put a paper there, a piece of paper, because with the markers still wet, all of that would just transfer onto my hand, and then I'd be smearing it everywhere if I put my hand right on there. So that's just protecting the drawing and me from having, me having to do a whole bunch of cleaning up afterwards, which usually does happen to a certain extent, but not always. So let's see. Right now I have in my inventory my HBD dragon, my happy birthday dragon. His name is Hermontescue Bonaparte Denali. Hermontescue is actually a castle in Scotland. That was weirdly spell checked by Facebook, and as if I'd ever written Hermontescue in my life. But yeah, that's how he got his name. And my sea serpent, he's getting dressed for a party. He's got a little mermaid in one of his flippers, and I didn't do that right. I wish I would have done the colors completely different, but I wanted them to match, and I matched them too much, and she kind of disappears. She's holding a monocle, so I really like her. But this guy, gosh, my sea serpent's name is Leopold, so he is Leopold Sea Serpent, or Sea Serpent Leopold, and I'm kind of like, man, this guy's gonna have to have a cool name, because my other guys have cool names. So what should we name this fella? He's so orange. He's so pumpkin and fall. It would be good to have the name, I don't know, some fall name. What's a fall name? I don't know. Leafy?